Hey, welcome to the first Cere Community Update of the year, where we will be bringing you regular updates about all things Cere except financial advice. What's said here is for informational purposes only. That said, I'm Chris Ward, Community Lead at Cere, and I have with me today David Jackson, Director of Marketing, and our CEO and Master Contributor, Fred Jin, along with Martine, Head of Business Development, BD, to talk about what's been happening since we last chatted. Our focus this week is going to be on the GDC event that we attended last week in San Francisco. So, Fred, do you want to just get us started and give us a lowdown on what GDC is and why we went?
Well, it's a game developer conference, right? So this is, the premier meetup for all the people in the gaming industry, and this is where you can get really good chance to sort of meet up with a lot of potential partners and clients, customers, integrators.
Thanks for that, Fred. I was wondering, could you also just like dive in a little bit deeper into why this gaming vertical is so important for Siri right now?
So I'll talk about a few reasons, right? One, I think this is the for a new vertical, we actually have all the tools and all the services and all of the utility, especially around DDC, around the decentralized data cloud, how it can be seamlessly used for the first time by anyone using our gaming SDK, right? So how does that allow people to or any developer to quickly, easily onboard users seamlessly, right, through Cere Wallet that can be embedded into any game that can be launched from anywhere. And then how can then a user be able to be incentivized to sign up and validate through social login or email quickly, and then be able to save their achievement and also see how they stack up against others, right, on a decentralized leaderboard service that the game SDK provides, which means that all of the users' achievements were immediately saved to DDC through the Cere wallet, right, without any having any kind of a centralized service that developer needs to run, right? So that unlocks a lot of new use cases and utility. And thirdly, it's really important to have these users who are now for the first time using DDC, right, which is the production DDC cluster that's actually functional and alive using that, and also that there's the game portal that serves as a great um, model of what any game studio can achieve, right? Which is, a Web3 app store, if you will, right? That we can white label and instantly enable for any game studio, game developer. So there's a lot of, there'll be a lot of there's a lot of excitement from people we've shown it to. And it's really good to be able to show, right? Not just talk about, hey, what technology do you have? This is, we show, hey, this is something we already built, right? That's what we typically call, dog fooding your own solutions. So that is actually the most monumental, meaningful part of this, right? It's we officially launching into a new vertical, right? So yeah, so I think that's the key thing to learn, and also it's also great to uh, launch a few games off of this portal so that we can start running these community kind of little competitions or just feedback loop, right? So all the members of the community can go in there and look at it, play with it, and give us some early feedback, and also we can even run little community competitions, right? So I think all those things are really important.
Thanks for explaining that, Fred. Really helpful. So, Martine, since I have you on the call as well, can you give us a bit more color, so connect the dots about the Siri narrative going into GDC in terms of how we're going to reach into the gaming vertical?
Sure. So the narrative we were pushing, because we have such a large stack, right? And the stack can be tailored in various ways for for different verticals. So we have media, where we have a couple of live use cases at the moment. We work with enterprise, companies for their consumer data. But gaming is really all about how can we make sure that, first of all, games are actually decentralized. If you take, regular game payments are decentralized via smart contracts, identities are decentralized via wallets, but the actual game infrastructure is still hosted centralized. Well, we believe that there's a lot of improvements that can be made there down the line. But since we're talking about decentralized CDN, and we're in the beta phase of of the mainnet of our decentralized data cloud, what we've really been pushing is the scalable user acquisition and how we with Cere can solve that by using decentralized data. So I have an example here. This is what I've been running around with during the event. Basically, our networking intro was just walk up to someone at one of the various parties. I think we have attended 12 in total. And instead of doing the business card thing, instead of having this, bit of a rough call open, you walk up to someone, you say, "Hey, scan this." And what happens is the user directly is being launched into a very simple skill-based game, which takes 30 seconds. We branded a metaverse theme game into a Cere game, whereas the user can play in 30 seconds the game with the branded Cere coins. He ends up with a score and is then requested to create a Cere wallet, because if he does so, the score is being placed on the decentralized leaderboard, where all competitors who are playing, concurrently this simple game, are stacking up to each other. Whereas the eventually the leaderboard will be self-executionable. So think about how you can have, take an example, Candy Crush launches an ad on Instagram saying, "Hey, play this level for the next 24 hours. The number one wins a Bored Ape." Thus far, that wasn't possible. First of all, the infrastructure for dApps wasn't ready. Second, it takes a whole line of tools which are powered by the Cere SDK to go from social media integration to wallet onboarding to OTP OAuth to decentralized leaderboard to eventually taking that price into the white label marketplace. And to see people go through that loop in less than a minute and a half is impressive. And people see that this is a huge potential feature in the future, to have these loaded NFTs which can have achievements tied to it from games, to bring them subsequently in your deeper game ecosystem. So it's really the holistic approach that we've been showing to developers, and we're basically giving them all the tools they don't want to build themselves in a turnkey package. What more can you ask for?
Amazing. I'd like to change the topic a little bit. Fred, what was the overall feeling that you got this year, if you can talk about it? Like the Web3 presence at the conference, it's a gaming conference. We're in a bear market. I guess, yeah. Did you feel like some of that? Did it feel like we're at a bear market when you're at GDC this year?
Oh, I mean, you don't feel that, right? So I think people are very innovative. People in gaming are usually very forward thinking and innovative, right? There are many Web3 focused events, right? So if you just look up the GDC calendar, right, from this year, you see there's so many platforms over there, so many Web3 focused uh, panels and events that was there. There was no shortage of people for sure. And the events that I went to, there were just basically people packed in, right? People kind of on top of each other, right, at this venue. So there was 100%. You don't feel that it's bear market or bull market. You can't tell.
Amazing. It's a good feeling to hear that they're all packed for sure. So, David, I want to bring you in the picture. We worked on the community portal a little bit in the past few months, and we're starting to introduce it to the community. I wanted to just give you a chance, if you would, to talk a little bit about that.
Sure. Yeah. So we've obviously, me and yourself and some of the other team have been working hard on this community portal so we can open that up to the public. We think it's really important that we, give developers and also the retail customers access to more documentation, and the community portal will serve as a kind of wiki of information, so they're able to see what we're doing and why we're doing it. So we're super excited to open that up, hopefully very very shortly. We're currently in a feedback loop with some of the OG members in our Discord, and looking forward to giving people access to that for sure. Did you want to mention some stuff on this as well, Chris? Because I know that this is something that you've obviously been driving for some months now, and what's your thoughts?
I'm excited about tons of things related to the portal. To be honest, I mean, this is the biggest project I've worked on since I've been here. It's we've put a lot of effort into it. We're working hard with the engineers to make sure that in the future we continuously produce updates for everyone on the tech side and in the marketing team, as you probably have noticed. Not just the portal, but in many other places, we're starting to drive more sync. We're in more sync across teams, getting information flowing, and the portal is going to be the central source of truth where all of this kind of aggregates, and it's our tool. It's going to be our primary tool for collaborating with the community as well. We're already putting release notes there. We have documentation. We'll be adding tutorials. The frequently asked questions is already pretty well covered the universe of information or common questions from the community. But please, yeah, we want your feedback. That's a huge project right now. We want your feedback. Use it. Tell us if it's useful for you. Learn something. Let us know if we can improve it. Last thing before we sign off, I wanted to remind everyone in the audience to join our Discord, Telegram, announcements channels where you can find news, updates, bounties, and help if you need it. And you can find links to everything, including our social channels, on our website, Cere.network. And you can find more information about the topics we talked about today at portal.cere.network. That's that portal we were referring to earlier. So please do give it a check it out and let us know what you think. Until then, till next time, bye.